Welcome to Metaphysical Soul Speak. I'm your host, Elena Fox Starks. Okay, guys, here we go. Deeper into the fifth dimension. Are you feeling it? Crazy, crazy stuff. So our ascension symptoms scale number for today is 99. Have you guys been feeling it? Back by unpopular demand is my tinnitus. It was so loud today, I swear other people could hear it. I don't know, it's crazy. I mean, yesterday was back a little bit, and I was able to tug at my ears gently and it would kind of go away. Today it was so loud, it was deafening. I couldn't hear other people speaking. That and along with that was falling asleep randomly again, where, my body just goes nope and shuts down. Has this been happening to you? Lots of physical aches and pains, especially in the bones, especially in the chest cavity and the hips and the upper back, neck, spine, whole spine basically. But again, ribs out of place, just out of nowhere. I mean, I fell asleep. I was in a great, comfortable position. I woke up just a few hours, like 4 or 5 hours later, and just absolutely hardly able to move. I mean, I feel like maybe there's a storm coming, so maybe it's not ascension for me. Maybe it's just my weather witchery telling when, we're going to have a storm. Pa, gather the chickens. The storms are brewing. I swear it's what I feel like, like this is like living in the modern day. It's not as important to know when a storm is coming. So it's a very weird gift. So I don't know. Electronics are absolutely not working around me at all. I was going to record this a couple hours ago. My phone was at like 25 and immediately just shut off. And so it went from 25 to 0 and just shut itself off. I plugged it in and waited like an hour, and it was only to 22%. And I turned it back on and went down to 19% again. I know I need another battery, but I mean, it's just ridiculous. After 2 whole hours, it was only up to 40%. It doesn't make any sense. But there's that. And then my TV kept freezing. Netflix wasn't working. My other brand new cell phone, not working very well. I mean, all day long with the electronics, all day long. I did not get to go see the Gringo Humanitarian Award given to a gringo here by the governor of Azua. I couldn't make it. I was in so much pain, I could barely walk. I'm like, okay, fine, universe, just ruin my plans. I was going to go see my friend from Argentina, and I couldn't even go. He even said, well, if you want to do it on the weekend, that might be better for me. I'm like, okay, great, fine. That's cool. I've been watching the show Millennials in Spanish from Argentina so that I would understand his accent when I meet him. It won't be so hard. It's a crazy accent. They don't if there's an S in the middle of a word, they don't pronounce the S. Like in the south part of Peru, they don't pronounce S at the end of a word. So it's really weird. Like instead of saying, I'm going to wait, I will wait for you, which is te espero, they'll say te espero. It's almost like Senora Dog instead of I will wait for you. Te espero. It's very weird. Or, I know her. La conoca, they'll say, instead of la conozca. It's very weird. It's like the Spanish is strange. And it's almost like the millennial street slang Spanish too, because it's, supposed to be millennials. So I think they've got slang. Like one of the things they say is que onda. Well, que onda means what wave. And I've heard that from other people from other countries. So I think that's slang because it translates directly as what wave. It makes 0 sense, or that wave. But people use it to say what's going on, or hey, it's kind of like a que pasa, what happened, I don't know. Anyway, so I've been wrapped up in this show for 3 or 4 days just trying to get the accent, but it's fun. I mean, at least I'm learning my Spanish. So as of 3 minutes ago, I don't know if you guys were aware that this was going to happen or not, Google Plus. Do you guys have Google Plus? Do you have a Gmail account? And Google Plus just recommends, I don't know, everything. I mean, they recommend articles for you to read, or they recommend restaurants for you to see, or places on the map to go, or they recommend businesses, new friends, whatever. I mean, it was crazy. People would Google Plus, I would say something on YouTube, and someone would Google Plus it, and then go across all of Google. Anyone with Gmail that was interested in whatever topic I commented on suddenly would get information on me. And then people would write me. It was very strange. It was a really strange program. Well, 3 minutes ago, I get this on my phone. Google Plus is no longer available for consumer, personal, and brand accounts. From all of us on the Google Plus team, thank you for making Google Plus such a special place. I'm like, what? That is so strange. And then it says, what happened to Google? Well, in December 2018, we announced our decision to shut down Google Plus for consumers in April 2019. It's so weird. I don't remember getting a memo. It's like one of those programs that you just kind of take for granted, and then when it's gone, you're like, wait a minute, what? And so it just says other products such as Gmail, Google Photos, Google Drive, and YouTube were not shut down as part of the consumer Google Plus shutdown, and you can continue using those products. Holy geez. Well, I'm so glad I'm going to be able to continue using my YouTube account. Oh my God, I have family movies on there. It never occurred to me that they could just randomly shut something down. I mean, I'm glad they didn't, but I mean, oh my God, it's like the only thing I have from when my kids were little is Facebook and YouTube. My laptop was stolen a number of years ago, and that had a lot of baby pictures. All my baby pictures of them from storage is gone. I mean, dang it. So, what happened to my Google Plus content? We are in the process of deleting content from consumer Google Plus accounts and Google Plus pages. It's going to take a few months to complete, and the content might remain through this time. So it says if you've created content, you can download and save your content and then delete your profile. So this morning, it was Google Plus that recommended a story to me. And when I was talking to my higher guidance, I was told to read the story for you guys on the air tonight as part of my introduction. Now I'm desperately looking for it because it was on my Google Plus, and it was a very, very strange. It was Kajili Net or something was the art where the article was, and it hardly makes any sense. All right, so I don't know. That was just like the really strange. I don't know. That was like strange news, though, wasn't it? I mean, we're just gonna randomly shut down this program that we started and made popular and told us about repeatedly until we started to kind of use it, and then now we're just shutting it off. They did the same thing. There was something else that they had shut off. I can't remember what it was. It was a voice activated thing, and I used it every frickin' day. Like it was, and now the voice activation is back, or it's different somehow. So I hate when they do that. You know, it doesn't take off like it should, maybe, and then Anyway, let's see. I'm sitting here looking and looking and looking. Wanted to let you guys know that Mother's Day is coming up. Don't forget. I think it's this week. I think it's coming up on this Sunday. All right. Yeah, I tried to watch this video several times earlier today, and it just wouldn't let me. And then finally in the end, it just said, like, it's not available in my region, which is, it's like on this YouTube channel, every single video from this channel is available to me, except this one available, this one unavailable. So it was about NASA expects that basically they said, be prepared that Earth will be hit by a pretty large asteroid during our lifetime. Just straight up. Be prepared. How does one prepare for that? Like, for real? Go underground, or I don't know. Steel reinforcement all around our house, bunker. I don't know. How do you prepare? I thought that was very strange video, but they wouldn't let me see it. It was, and now I just saw another article about that. The late Temptations singer David Ruffin is going to be honored and remembered in the city of Detroit. So, woohoo! I love Detroit. They're going to literally make a street called David Ruffin Avenue in his old stomps. So, in his old neighborhood. That's pretty cool. One thing that's not very cool at all is school shooting in Colorado leaves 1 student dead and 8 injured. So that just blows. Now they're calling for gun reform again. Blah, blah, blah. I mean, my country is messed up. I'm not going to just lie about that. All right, so there's not a whole lot more that I wanted to mention. Although, on October 30th this year, if you happen to be in Detroit, Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin are going to go to Detroit, and they are going to have a fun conversation and have an evening of humor at the Fox Theater in Detroit. Oh my God, if I was there, I would go. Oh, that would be the greatest. I love both of these women, and Grace and Frankie, it's one of my most favorite shows. It's hilarious. If you've never seen it on Netflix, oh my God, go watch it right now. It will make you so giddy and happy that you're not as screwed as these poor ladies are, especially the first episode. So, I mean, it's about two wives who were getting ready for their husbands to announce their retirement, so they could all go on permanent vacation. And the announcement came, but it wasn't what they thought. The announcement was, "We're gay, we're in love, we're leaving you guys. You're on your own." And they're like, "What?" So for like 20 something years, they've been carrying on a secret gay relationship. And so the wives who hate each other ended up having to live together in the beach house and trying to make their lives work and make ends meet. And neither one of them had worked in their life. And they're like 70 years old. And they're like, what the hell? So anyway, if you've never seen the show, it's really, really, really amazing. All right. So yeah, being tired has been a symptom for me, like a big frickin' symptom. I fell asleep in public today sitting up. I mean, and then in the taxi on the way home, I fell asleep again. It was just like, I woke up, had my coffee, was wide awake, had a shower, felt great. And the minute I hit the street, I was in a ton of pain, could barely walk. You know, like when I woke up, I was like that, took a nice hot shower, felt great after that. Get out on the street, and it was just like instant, just hit me. But being out in public, and I was around a bunch of people at the University of Asway today, where it looks like they're going to accept my 16-year-old son into university. They don't care about his age. The University of Cuenca have a age limit of 18, but he's not going to be turned away. He could go to school now. And he's going for psychology, and it's a straight shot. It's not like in the U.S. where you get your degree in psychology, but they make you take a bunch of math classes that, you know, how do you feel about that? How does your mother feel about that? Can you solve the quadratic formula equation? Here, solve for X, and then we'll see if we can solve your life right after. You never need math when you're counseling somebody, like ever. But here in Ecuador, 4 years prepares you to literally be a psychologist. So my beautiful son, who's 16, will be a psychologist. At the age of 20, he will be a head shrinker. Well, not a psychiatrist, but I mean, still, that's super amazing news, but also a little bit terrifying. When I was 20, I was in college and still drifting and not knowing what I wanted to do with my life yet. I don't know. The people that are his age now are just way different than when, you know, I just feel like, I know I'm intelligent, but compared to my kids, I just feel like a moron. I mean, it blows my mind, actually. And not only that, my kid's going to learn, all of his classes are going to be in Spanish. He is a fluent Spanish speaker, and that blows my mind too. He can't wait. He cannot wait. He's like begging me already. I know I have to start classes in the fall, but can I start? I found a lecture I wanted to go to. I found a 2-day class. Can you pay for me to go? Can you, can you let me go to this lecture downtown? I mean, he's already like a little adult, and he's 16, I don't know, it just blows my mind. But yeah, so ascension symptoms today: the falling asleep, the electronics, the tinnitus, suddenly being completely unable to function physically, just a lot of pain. I just had ribs out of place out of nowhere, and it took me like a week to get it all back, everything back in order, and then it happened again, and I'm like, what? So I don't know what that's about. The immune system thing, being sick, feeling super sick, even if you don't have anything, feeling like virusy, flu-y, but then there's no flu. You sleep an extra hour and you're fine. I don't know. But it is 99 on the ascension symptom scale. Now, as far as the Schumann resonance, we've got, they made a report at 11 a.m. UTC time today. They say all Also today, we are again at 40 hertz. And well, no kidding. With all the ascension symptoms I'm having, I probably could have told you that without looking. The activity started with increasing peaks from 3 UTC at 15 hertz, then continued to 5:30, from 5:30 to 6:15, with the amplitude of 30 hertz and the peak at 40 hertz. The movements above 30 hertz are still in progress. And then at 1700, it says the movements between 20 and 35 hertz continued from 10 to 12 UTC, after which the amplitude started to decrease to return to normal values at 13 UTC time. So, oh, nice. Okay, they have a new, thing. It just says Hertz 40. So it's cool. They have a new thing on their page. That is Disclosure News. So, .it from Italy. They put it in English, but it's an Italian website. Yeah, okay. I'm looking at this page, and it's just, all right. I get confused when things are new. It's like, wait, what? All right, I'm going to look for another article on this thing that my higher guidance said. Okay, so according to the UPI, not the Kajili Net or whatever website that Google Plus so lovingly recommended to me and then yanked immediately when they shut down the program randomly. Basically, Mount Cinnabung, you know, come on. It could have been Mount Smith or something hard for me to pronounce. Indonesia's Mount Cinnabung, a volcano, erupts again. It spewed ash thousands of feet into the air, and they put North Sumatra region on high alert as a result. 6,500 feet into the air. It covered villages and ruined crops. It started early Tuesday and was felt for hours. Oh my God. According to the Jakarta Post, people within the 9-mile radius, both locals and tourists, should be alert to the eruption, they said. Now, since February 2018, we haven't seen a lava dome in the Cinnabung crater, and that's why there are no hot clouds. I don't even know what that sentence means. I don't even know. I'm just like, okay. Anyway, so this is what's weird about this volcano is that it was an inactive volcano for 400 years. And then in 2010, it just roared back to life. And the deadliest modern eruption from this volcano was in 2014 when 16 people died. And then another eruption in 2016 killed 7 people. But Indonesia, as you know, is a part of the Ring of Fire in the Pacific Ocean, where a belt of tectonic plates have produced 130 volcanoes. So I've never not lived in the Ring of Fire. I have always lived in the Ring of Fire. Very, very, very weird. But I mean, I've lived in every single place I've lived had volcanoes. In Guatemala, in fact, I was in the town where that huge volcano erupted. I'd spent a couple days there years ago. And so I couldn't believe that when that huge one just went off. And I don't know. I mean, the natural disasters are going to continue. They're going to keep going more and more. It's pretty crazy. But you know what? It's all meant to happen. I was a little bit thinking about my future here in Ecuador and where I want to live and officially settle. And I mean, I've got my eye on a couple houses here, but it's so expensive, and I have to wait a couple years and earn some money. And I've got a couple projects aside from my podcast. You know, I have at least one project coming up, and with that project, I could buy a little tiny beach house. You know, unlike California, where beach houses are the most expensive houses, here they are the cheapest. So then I started thinking, why? Maybe. I mean, like a 4-bedroom house is $90,000 on the beach there. And here, where I live in this city, you could get a 4-bedroom house for $300,000 to $600,000. You know, I mean, the prices are going up here, like hugely in Cuenca, but in other parts, I mean, for $49,000, you could get a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom. It's not bad, you know, closer to the jungle, not in the jungle, but it's still in the mountains. But I was like, oh yeah, you know, there's 2 houses I like, one for $60,000 and one for $90,000, but they're huge and they're right like a couple blocks to the beach. And so then I started looking up tsunamis. I found out that only 4 tsunamis have ever hit Ecuador in the past 109 years. And of those 4 tsunamis, they were really just small tidal waves. And out of that, it was only 4 people died in 100 years from the ocean coming up onto the land. So I'm like, okay, maybe I could still have a beach house. That's cool. That's cool. I wasn't, you know, and where I live now, it's strategic because I know I'm like 100 miles from the nearest volcano that's active. So I don't know. I'm always aware of the volcano thing. So I don't know. I kept asking God, what should I talk about tonight? And I kept hearing the words volcano over and over again. So probably why it was on my feed before Google Plus just yanked it from me. But anyway, so this is crazy. I don't think that anyone really died. They were alerted, but they were on high alert. But where the volcano would normally, in Indonesia, in Sumatra, where it would normally flow, as far as like if lava came around, all the people had evacuated years ago and decided to stay away because they just felt like it's too dangerous. So no one was hurt. I mean, that's so great, right? Great news. You know, all the disasters that were years and years ago, now hardly anyone gets hurt anymore, which is good. I mean, as we go up into the 5th dimension, things are going to change. You know, I'm sorry about this school shooting. 1 person died, 8 people are injured, but I mean, you know, just a few years ago, a school shooting would be like 20 dead, 30 injured. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I mean, all the circumstances are different, but it just seems to me that things are getting better. You know, it's a lot better than it was. But I was talking to God about it. I was like, you know, I'm worried about the tsunami factor and the earthquake factor and being in a building where I've got like 3 floors above me that can collapse on top of me. And there's like cracks in my walls where I live. We've had several earthquakes. And I was just asking, you know, hey, what should I move? What should I do? And God's like, no, just stay there another 6 months in that apartment. I'm like, okay, great. We have a lot of problems here, but God's like, no, just stick with it. You'll have enough money to buy a house soon. And I'm like, all right, great. You know, I've got to trust that inner guidance. And then God said, don't worry. I've got the whole world in my hands. I've got this. You don't have to worry. You know, like everything is perfect and in divine order. I'm like, all right, cool. All right. I believe you, God. All right. So when I get back from the other side of this, like, I don't know, it's like a 1-minute break or something. So you have time to, you know, just let it play out while you run to the bathroom or grab yourself a hot tea or a juice or a brownie. I don't know what you do in your house. I'm not there. Grab your bag of popcorn or potato chips. I don't know. Make yourself pancakes with syrup. Seriously, I don't know. Anyway, let this play out when you come right back. after this next message, I am going to channel the goddess from China, Quan Yin, right after this. Hey you, have you ever thought about having your own podcast like me? Was it even a New Year's resolution? For me, it sure was. But as I've been looking into this for months, I was daunted. There's so many questions I had. When I was trying to get this off the ground, I was wondering, how do I record the episode? How do I get it across all the platforms? How do I get my podcast on Apple Podcasts when I don't even have an iPhone? How do I get it onto Spotify and all the other places? How do I get people to listen? And how do I make money from my podcast? How do I edit it? Oh my God, I had all these questions and I was so confused until I discovered the simple answer is Anchor. Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast. Best of all, it's 100% free and it is ridiculously easy to use. And now Anchor can match you with great sponsors too, so you could get paid to podcast. All you need to do is record it. You don't have to go out and look for people to advertise on your show. They help you. So basically what I like about podcasting is I don't have to have a video of myself. You don't know if my hair is dirty or if I'm still in my pajamas or even if I'm wearing makeup. Haha. And it's so easy. I could do this from the comfort of my own home in my living room using this amazing app right from my cell phone. So easy, right? So if you've always wanted to start your own podcast and make money, by the way, doing it, please go to anchor.fm/start. That is anchor.fm/start to join me and the diverse community of podcasters that are already using Anchor. Again, that's anchor.fm/start. I can't wait to hear your podcast and I can't wait to favorite you. Woohoo! Let's be broadcast podcast buddies. I'll see you there. Quan Yin is the goddess of mercy and compassion. She is worshipped by Buddhists throughout all of East Asia, but she's also beloved and well-known and very popular as a deity throughout the whole world, especially in the New Age communities. The original Sanskrit word used to describe Quan Yin is karuna. This means to weep. Karuna is the ability to relate to another in such an intense manner that any harm done to the other is felt as if it had been done to us. So in other words, she was an ultimate empath. So to have karuna is to be an extremely strong empathic person. And she is very compassionate, very loving as a goddess is concerned. Now, a lot of people will put a statue of her on display in their home, obviously in the temples in the region, throughout Asia. She's very, very popular. But the reason why you might want to consider having an image of her or a statue of her is that if you invite her into your life, just in that very gentle way, her image has been said to disperse all negative energies, especially after disruption or after quarrels have occurred. So that's pretty cool, right? So Quan Yin is spelled in a wide variety of ways. She's also been called Guan Yin with a G, but Quan Yin is Quan or Kuan or Kwan. So however you wish to spell it, what you're more comfortable with. I always use the Q because it looks cool. It's cool spelled Quul. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, she is the Bodhisattva of compassion. And she is revered. Kuan Yin is revered by the Chinese Taoists as an immortal. So she's not only loved and respected and honored in the Buddhist way, but also in the Taoist way. Lao Tzu is the person, Jesus's former incarnation, who was actually Lao Tzu and then the Buddha also. So they were two spiritual masters at the same time living in China. So I love that she's loved and respected throughout. She's not just a Buddhist god, she was an immortal, and she's very loved and respected. And I felt her presence. In fact, she is with me right now. And so we're going to go ahead and get into the channeling part of this, because I know you're going to want to hear from her. She's beautiful. In fact, while I was waiting for my phone to charge, I connected with her and I asked her to help me have more of her perspective, and she's been feeding me a bunch of lovely teachings while I was sleeping. So the image that she gave me was I was sitting next to a gentle running creek, and there was like a little pond, and there was a little footbridge, a Chinese footbridge over the pond, and lots of round, smooth stones of varying shades of gray. And there was a lot of pastel energy in the air, and it was blue, purple, and pink energy, like clouds of energy all around me, and gentle rainbows of very, very pale pastel colors were coming out of the pool. She said that image was kind of like the energy or the feeling she wishes to give people, is that like the gentle flowing water, the idea of yielding instead of fighting with others, the beauty in all the simplicity, like even in the rocks are not rough, they're smooth. It was like everything that she sent me and projected image to me. It was like, how do I say this? Like, it was all about being compassionate and wise, going within and being of a smooth nature, a gentle nature, a nurturing nature. Like the sound of the brook was nurturing, being comforting. It's just kind of her teachings, like how to have compassion is as if you were sitting in a little part of nature with rainbows everywhere and the gentle water and possibly little fish coming up to say hello and swimming away without being too intrusive. This is kind of the images that she sent them all at once. It was very cool. So, all right. So I am connected with you, Divine Quan Yin. She's like kind of bowing her head, and she says hi, which is yes in Japanese. But she's loved and honored and respected throughout all of Asia. So it's funny, I didn't expect to hear a Japanese word. Okay, so we're here. And what do you want to teach today? Kindness, compassion, and love. Okay. So what do you want to tell us about maybe how can we have more compassion for others? You cannot have compassion for another person until you have compassion and love for yourself. Love and mercy begins at home. And when I say home, I mean the inside of your heart. If you can imagine that you are living in your mind inside of a cave that's very calm and very gentle, and it's loving and nurturing. This cave is warm and inviting, but the cave does not hurt you, and it only echoes and reflects anything and everything that comes out of you. So if you say a word and the word is of the light and it's kindness and beauty, then the cave will reflect that with an echo of kindness and beauty. And if you say harsh or mean words, the cave will respond in kind, or in this case, not in kind. So imagine that your heart is a reflection of all those around you, as well as yourself. So anything you put out there, it reverberates throughout the whole world, and especially in your community and in your household and in your family and in yourself. So you must treat yourself with kindness and love, and always try to cultivate wisdom and compassion. If you want to cultivate compassion, imagine you're taking care of a lotus flower. Now, lotus flower is a very gentle, beautiful flower, and it's very delicate, and it can be hurt very easily, just like any flower. So you have to touch it with gentle hands and love and nurture it mostly with your heart and allow it to be, and you don't handle it a lot. This is the same with other people. You cannot handle other people and try to control them and force them to grow in a special place or a certain way. You have to allow them to be the way that they wish to be. Allow them to grow how they want to grow, and they could grow, like a flower grows up to be many different colors. It might start off as a dark pink and then grow to a very pale pink or almost white. That's the same thing with people. But with people, what I mean is different skills or abilities, or the way in which they express who they wish to be in the world. Some people grow up and their color is to be an accountant. Some people grow up and they wish to own a store or a business, and some people grow up and they wish to do ballet, or they wish to paint paintings. You have to allow people to blossom and bloom into the flower they were meant to be. And you have to accept that they know what they're doing, just as you have to accept a flower knows how to grow into a flower. So in this way, we can cultivate compassion through acceptance. And we have to have compassion through acceptance not only of ourselves, but also of others. But it always starts inside of you. Your world is reflected outwardly in accordance to your mind and to your heart, and sometimes to your belly. In your Western world, you say the gut instinct. You have to pay attention to the emotions that you feel in all parts of your body, in all of your bodies. When you are in touch with yourself, you then can start to harmonize everything together, but not just in a closed system because you don't live in a closed system. And what I mean by this is you don't live only in your body. Don't make it about your body, because you are in the middle of changing. You are in the midst of becoming so much greater. I hope that you can see that if you were a flower, you're just still a bud and you're starting to open. When you are fully blossomed, spiritually speaking, you will be in the fifth dimension in a whole new body, because a bud of a flower is a way different animal than the whole flower itself when it's at its full bloom. So you're not in a closed system, meaning you're not only in your body. This is a shell. So what you need to do is connect to your upper chakras. You have to connect to your spiritual guides, your spiritual community that is unseen and invisible to your eyes. Yet they are always there, and they're going to help you to blossom. You must learn to rely on the higher guidance that you are constantly given. We are loving you. We are bombarding you with our spiritual wisdom lately. For many years now, all we do is send vibrations of heavenly divine love, compassion, beauty, and spiritual wisdom. We want you to be with us. I am a divine being because I worked hard at it. You are a divine being, and you are waking up because you are too working hard at it. I wish for you to be with me, to be up here in the higher realms, because I wish for you to experience the glorious beauty, the colors you did not imagine existed, the vibrations you never even knew existed, because when you were in your lower density form, you were unable to be consciously aware of all that heaven has to offer. We are all together as a team implementing the idea of heaven on earth. Your physical earth has fallen away and you are in a new world. And many of you yet are asleep. Some of you are hitting the snooze button, as you say, but we are here for when you gently wake up to our reality. You are going to see wondrous beauties beyond the imagination. You're going to feel more compassion and more love. And you're going to understand that all of the time that you took to learn to accept yourself and accept others was worth it, because you're going to feel 100% accepted. You will never again feel alone. You will forever feel safe. You will forever feel the divine beauty that surrounds you, and the bubbles of joy will come up through you as if you are the most effervescent coconut. Have you ever had an effervescent coconut? Yes, I have, goddess. I have. It's wonderful. You cut the coconut open, you put the straw in, and it's almost like a man-made soda, but it's God-made. And it's a delight. It's like, whoa, God created soda before man did. Exactly. Okay, I'm back to her. She says, exactly. You understand me. And that's that effervescence, and it's natural. You have not been in your natural form or your natural state. in a very long time. It has been quite a while. You have gotten stuck in the lower realms. And this is why we are pulling you up now to live with us in the higher realms. We want you to feel safe again, feel happy, because that's your natural state. Having that sense of security. It's like a warm blanket wrapped around you on a chilly evening. That's the feeling we wish to provide you. Or a little kitten sleeping in your lap. We wish to give you that sense of comfort and love and compassion. Now she's saying, do you remember when you first held your newborn baby? Yes, I do. She said, do you remember how your heart exploded in new levels of love you did not know existed? Yes, for sure. And she says, and remember when you had your second child? Oh, yes. And she said, remember how your heart seemed as if it could not contain so much love, and yet now you loved twice as big. Yes, I did. And then when you turned to your husband and you loved him so much more than you did before. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Because when you have children, guys, if you don't have children, it expands your heart with so much love. This is why new parents go crazy and you see a million pictures of the baby on Facebook suddenly. It's just, the love is overwhelming and you wish to share it with the whole world. And if you don't have kids, those people become annoying because you don't understand why they're sharing the baby pictures. But that's why, is that love, that compassion, and they want to share that pure beauty and innocence that's like a gift directly from heaven. They want to share that with the world, and that's how I felt for sure. So, okay, Quan Yin, continue, please. Yes, therefore you understand. But those feelings were big, yes? Yes, absolutely, they were big. Okay, imagine going now up into a realm in which those feelings were small compared to the feelings of love you're going to feel. Maybe 100 times more, maybe 1,000. In the upper realms, it will be 1,000,000 times more than that. Oh, Quan Yin, I can't imagine. She says, and now imagine how much more God loves you. With that same amount of innocent love and pride that you had for your own child. It's maybe 1,000 times 1,000,000, or 1,000,000 times 1,000,000, or 1,000,000,000 times 1,000,000,000. That's what she's showing me. She's just showing me the numbers, and then the numbers keep expanding and then times each other. She says, yes, in your sleep, connect with me. Ask me to come and teach you and show you all the things that you need to learn about compassion and love and mercy. Because when I'm able to help you, because you've asked me, I will take you to higher realms. And then in your waking life, when you wake up, you will feel that you have transcended a little bit every night. I am willing to help everybody who asks. I am able to help everybody who asks. At the same time, I can help you. Don't worry about that, because when you are incorporeal, like basically without a body, you are able to be in many places at once, doing many tasks at once, and you have unlimited time to complete the tasks. Therefore, I can be at many places at once. We are all multidimensional beings. You are multidimensional. But I have been living a multidimensional life for thousands of years now. For me, it's second nature. For you, that journey is just beginning, and I wish to help you on your journey. So please, when you feel connected to me, please ask me to come. Oh, you don't have to be Buddhist. You don't have to be Taoist. You don't have to believe the beliefs of any religion or outward forms. Just believe that I am your friend. I am your sister in compassion and mercy. I am an ultimate example of divine love from a feminine perspective. My way is gentle, it's very loving, it's very sweet. I do not require any offering. If you wish to have an offering because you want to remind yourself of me while you're in your home and you see with your physical eyes in your environment, say a bowl of uncooked rice or an orange or other typical things that people leave to remind themselves of me as an offering are a bell, a little brass bell, a picture or statue of me, and incense burning in a special incense vase or holder that you don't use for anything else. If you make a little altar, it's not to worship me as if I am a god. Please, just if you do this in your home, know that it is just a reminder for you, and it also makes a better connection for me to come through, to be with you, and to implement and show you the beauty and the wonder that your life can truly be. I want you to live a wondrous life, to understand compassion and love in ways you never dreamed possible before, to understand the divine innocence and the divine purity of all interactions at a higher vibrational level. When you live from a higher vibratory place, your life changes in ways that right now you cannot begin to comprehend. But I will help you. I will help you to not only comprehend where you're going, but also what you can be and what you can become, and how wonderful your life can be. It will be as if you are a lotus flower and you're blooming again and again and again, over and over and over again. And instead of a physical flower that eventually will die, your flower that you'll become will never die. And instead of 100 petals, you will become thousands of petals, because you'll learn more aspects of who you are as an individual, and you will learn more about yourself as you go forward. As you move along this spiritual path, you're going to understand so much more. By the time you reach your spiritual gifts that before were considered to be miracles, or maybe not even real by you in the past, by the time you reach these spiritual gifts, they will cease to have meaning for you, but will become second nature, such as boiling water in a carafe so that you could create tea, and you just do that with your mind. You won't need to light a fire any longer. You'll boil water with your mind. If you don't have water, water will appear, and you can do this with your mind. If you do not have shoes, it doesn't matter. You can create them with your mind, or you can make your feet impermeable to dirt and dust. And as you walk along the spiritual path, you will find that you no longer need the things that you needed before. Money will appear when you need it to appear. It will just be there. Food will appear. People will invite you for dinner. If you have no money and no food, people will invite you to dinner. If you're traveling somewhere, automatically things will appear that help you. Animals will come and give you messages. Birds will fly overhead and make you squeal with delight at their antics. You will see butterflies that will change your mood. Did you not see the butterfly today? Yes. Oh my gosh, guys. On my way down the stairs today, I have to go down like 3 or 4 flights of stairs, and my knee was hurting. I had arthritis, or maybe just water in my knee, because I was holding a lot of water weight, and I was in so much pain going down the stairs. It was starting to put me in a bad mood. And when I got to my outer gate of the building, and we went to open the gate, and we stepped through the gate, the minute we stepped through the gate, an orange butterfly, it was like orange and dark red orange, and it was just the happiest color. It flew right in front of me, and then it flew up into the air, and I felt like it took my brewings of a bad energy or a bad mindset, and it just whisked it away. And I got so happy, and I said to my son, look at that butterfly. It just took my bad mood away. And I felt the power in that butterfly. It was like a compassionate butterfly, and it was sent to help me. And so that's what she's referring to here. So, okay, Quan Yin, please continue. Yes, you see, we do from the upper realms. We send you messages in the clouds. We send you butterflies. We will change the energy and flow of a babbling brook, and it will call your name. You will swear you heard someone call your name. But it was the water, if you're near a babbling brook or a river, even a waterfall. We can change the energy and manipulate it from where we are, so that you understand that miracles are just science that you don't understand. That was your word. You said that the other day. Yes, I did. It's almost like it's just science that we don't understand. So now she's saying, so you see, the miracles that occur to you are miracles, but for us are normal. We can create anything and make anything happen. And you know, when you can make anything happen, there is no room for fear or doubt or ideas of drama or tragedy. There is no longer any tragedy. Your world is becoming sealed off from the world of duality. Your world is becoming one with us. And for that, we are so grateful and so excited. Because we know we've walked this road ahead of you. We know what's on the path, what delights you will encounter. So when you follow in our footsteps, we are watching, we are here, we are loving, and we will always be here. Ask any one of us for guidance, whether you ask me or Sananda or Buddha or any spiritual masters. Ask Mary Magdalene. She is a lovely woman. She is very beautiful in her compassionate heart. She has developed to such a high vibration that even if you call her name, your world is shifted by just enough where your mind, your heart align with her. When you call my name, the same occurs. So call upon your spiritual masters and the guides that you feel the closest to, that you feel the biggest pull and draw towards. They will help you. Make sure, though, that if you try to call upon your ancestors, they might not be spiritual masters. Keep this in mind. They can help you with daily things, mundane things, personal relationships and the like. Everybody has a family line that can contain some people that are filled with wisdom that can help you out in all the day-to-day situations. From cooking to raising children to interacting or running a business. When I say interacting, I mean with other people or in the community. But when you wish for spiritual enlightenment, make sure you're connecting with the highest of the highest vibration. Connect with all of the spiritual masters that you feel comfortable with, and they will help you like big brothers and the big sisters, because that is how we feel about you. You are not just people that we want to help. You are our family. You are our spiritual sisters, our spiritual brothers. You are sometimes like our children, and sometimes you are like our brothers and sisters. Not like neighbors down the street, but people in our home that we wish to commune with and have every meal with. If you remember us and ask us for your help, or ask us to help you, we will be here always to help you. Our love is immeasurable. Our love is timeless. Our love is available. And our love is inexhaustible. Our supply of compassion is an inexhaustible supply. Your abundance, your wealth of all things, everything that you need, all things needful, is inexhaustible. When you invite us to your side so that we can pull you up into our realm, you will begin to see that there is nothing that you cannot have, and there is nothing that you cannot be. You are more magical than you imagine. You are more spiritual than you ever dreamed. And the path you are on is beyond all the riches you have ever seen. She's smiling and she's bowing to me. I'm bowing back. Thank you, Divine Quan Yin. I'm so grateful for you. We are so grateful for this opportunity, not just me, but all of the masters that work with me. We all work together. Religion to us is not important. The spiritual path, the divine way, has room for everybody in it. We work with all the tribes from around the world. We don't see color of face. We see the beauty of the heart. We see the divine grace that is residing in each one of you. In some of you, it's a little seed. You need to water that and plant it deep, deep in your heart. But allow the sunshine in to grow. Let those seeds in of compassion, truth, love, and joy abide with them as they are the most sacred garden that you can grow. We wished for you today to know this message, that your life may be better and ever better still with every step you take along the spiritual path. Know that you are never alone. You are never lost. You are never forgotten. God is always with you. Goddess is always with you. Everybody here, we love you beyond measure. I must go now. With the God in me, I bow to the God in you, and I bless you. I bless you, and I bless you. Namaste. All right, guys, that was the divine goddess Quan Yin. I hoped you enjoyed this message. I love each and every one of you with all my heart. Even if we have never met face to face, I know that we all know each other when we are in heaven, where we all love each other, and there is never any quarrels between us when we're in the upper realms. So that is the way in which I feel that I love everybody on the planet, even if I don't know them, even if they're still sleeping and hitting that snooze button. So I hope that this message finds you well and happy. Feel free to send me messages. You may send me voice messages to anchor.fm/metaphysical. I will play them on the air. You just have to download the app called Anchor, ANCHOR, and you have to favorite my podcast in order for you to be able to send me a message. But it's very simple, very easy. If you wish to send me an email, you may do so at metaphysicalsoulspeak@gmail.com. I have gotten now a backlog of emails. I will be getting through them soon. Michelle, I have 2 from you I haven't read yet. Michelle from Florida. I did see that you sent me some more rainbow pics. I'm so excited. I cannot wait to see them. Yesterday I did see a partial rainbow and I thought about you. And yeah, I don't know, it was special. I love it. I love it. And now tonight, the beautiful Quan Yin has sent me images of rainbows while I was taking a nap. So very beautiful. Please call upon Quan Yin if you feel so inclined. And she will always be there to help you through anything. If you need to cultivate a sense of gentleness and mercy for yourself as well as for other people, she will help you with compassion for your enemies if you feel you still have any. In some cases, our enemies are cigarettes or donuts or whiskey or drugs. Sometimes our enemies are ourselves, or the ghosts of the past. She will help you have mercy and compassion and acceptance and love for all of those things so that they no longer affect you. So keep that in mind. Burn some incense. In the Native American tradition, as well as most cultures, it's believed that smoke carries your prayers to heaven that much faster. You could send your worries on the smoke to heaven, and therefore your worries go up in smoke. Pretty cool idea, right? All right, guys, I love you guys so much. Thank you for listening. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for everything. And now I'm signing off with peace and love and compassion and acceptance and joy and the high vibes of the holy fifth dimension. Until next time, peace. Metaphysical Soul Speak is run on sponsors and listener support. This means listeners like you. If you are so inclined to support my efforts and my little podcast, please visit me at anchor.fm/metaphysical and pledge an amount of your choosing today. Thank you.